Each episode of Education with an Edge is meant to create, cultivate, and inspire honest discussion about issues affecting youth. Hosted by author, artist, educator, advocate, and speaker, Jaquel Lane.
Hello and welcome. My name is Jaquel Lane, and I am your hostess of Education with an Edge, the podcast dedicated to Every Child Matters, because that's what we believe, and you should too. I am beyond honored and excited about our featured guest today. Her name is Miss Morgan Elizabeth Taylor, and if you can believe this, she is a 12-year-old rising 8th grader at Eppes Middle School in Greenville, North Carolina. Not only did Morgan co-write Daddy's Little Princess with her dad, G.Todd Taylor, but she did this because she wanted other little girls to believe that they can be princesses regardless of race. Morgan is an avid reader and loves all things artsy. She also loves to ride horses and play the piano, oboe, and saxophone, so a multi-talented young lady. Morgan isn't quite sure what she wants to be when she grows up, but she knows that she wants to do something to help lots of people. She's off to a great start for sure. Her book, Daddy's Little Princess, is now in over 3 countries and has been featured in countless magazines, online articles, and newspapers throughout the world. Some of her highlights include TheRoot.com, TeenVogue, Today Show Online, and the Huffington Post. Most recently, she received a letter from former First Lady Michelle Obama encouraging her to keep encouraging others. She was also Greenville, North Carolina's 2019 Youth of the Year and is currently your Miss Preteen International 2021. She's blessed to have over 10,000 views of her TEDx talk on YouTube about the effects of positive images in media. She lives in Greenville, North Carolina with her mother, dad, and little brother, Garrett McConnor. Thank you so much for being with us here today, Morgan, and for traveling this way. So we're so very, very blessed to have you. So, first of all, sweetheart, you've done so much at such a young age, but, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and about the things that you like to do?
Sure. So my name is Morgan Taylor. I'm 12 years old, and I'm in the 8th grade. As you know, I wrote a book called Daddy's Little Princess. I wrote it with my dad when I was 4.
Oh, my gosh.
I wrote it because at 4, my self-esteem was kind of low because of what I saw in books and what I didn't see. And it really took a toll on my self-esteem. Mm-hmm. So we researched a couple things and brought up my confidence. And since then, I was like, wow, that really helped me. And so I wrote a book to help other young women because I thought that if I could feel this way, I wanted every other little girl to feel that way as well.
That is so unbelievably important, Morgan. And the fact that you were able to realize that at such a young age and then do something about it and give back to more little girls all around the world is absolutely beautiful. So thank you so much for doing that. That takes a lot of courage to step out there. And representation is so very important in media, in the books that we read. I was a teacher for a very long time, and so that was one of the biggest things was encouraging diversity in our classrooms and the books, because I didn't always see myself represented either when I was growing up. And so if I would have had a book like yours, that would have made all the difference. So thank you, sweetheart, for doing that. So this is a big question. Like I said, you've done so much at only 12. But what do you dream of becoming when you grow up?
Well, I'm very creative, and so if I was to tell you what I wanted to be when I grew up, I feel like in the next 5 years it would change drastically. So all I know is that I prefer to be an entrepreneur and continue to help a lot of people around the world.
I love that. And you know what? We're going to continue to watch you and all of the amazing things that you're going to do. I think you not only have a huge head start, but I think that you're going to do a myriad of things that are going to change the world and help enhance people's lives. So we'll be watching and cheering you on. Miss Morgan, since this is a show that is geared towards inspiring young people like yourself, what do you think the most significant obstacle or challenge has been in your life thus far, and how have you overcome it, sweetheart?
The biggest challenge that I've had to overcome is insecurities. Most of my insecurities came from not seeing positive images of myself. Social media and society and stuff can really take a toll on young people's self-esteem. And the way I've just had to overcome it is realize that it's a picture. And so you never really know what's behind that picture, because the person who you think is quote-unquote prettier than you or more attractive than you is also thinking the same thing about somebody else. And so you just have to think of it through different perspectives and remind yourself of that.
You know, Morgan, you are so articulate for such a young age. There are so many young men and women that are all over this country that are feeling that exact same thing. And your message is so very important. Actually, Education with an Edge was born because I wanted to prevent bullying and teenage suicide. And there's so many people that basically value themselves just based on their physical image. And there's so much more to a person. There's so much more beauty to a person. And I think that it's absolutely wonderful that you're shedding light and willing to talk about your personal struggle, but it also enables others to talk about their personal struggles with it as well, because young people deal with that problem as well as older individuals too. So thank you for sharing.
Of course.
So you have done so many things, but so where does your passion to be so successful come from? What drives you to do what you do?
Well, what pushed me to be like this is my parents. They've really pushed me to be the greatest that I can be and embrace who I am, and embrace my confidence. And what continues to motivate me is knowing that I'm helping young women and young men around the world with their self-esteem and their insecurities, and helping them become the greatest version of them that they could be.
That is beautiful. Thank you. That is beautiful. And I'm sure your parents, that I know means the world to them. So excellent. You are very passionate about implementing opportunities for young women of color. Can you expand on this and why this is so important to you?
It's really important that young women of color are getting the same amount of opportunities as everyone else, because I know how hard it is, because it can be hard. You're going to be judged 24/7. If you choose to, take that opportunity, you're going to be expected to be perfect. And I'm really just trying to break down all of those barriers and all of that. It's just a lot of tension, and it shouldn't be there. And it's really important to me that we get a lot more recognition.
Absolutely. And I get even emotional looking at you, because you're going to be the change that we need.
Thank you.
You are. Your generation is, for sure. So that should give us all hope. What is, Miss Morgan, since you are a published author, at 4, was it at 4?
Yes.
It is remarkable. It is remarkable. What is one of your favorite aspects of being an author?
One of my favorite aspects of being an author is knowing that my book has been able to expand around the world and help people who I don't even know, I've never met, I don't know their name. And that means a lot to me, because I never expected my book to get out of Greenville. So the fact that it even got into Raleigh is really big for me, and it just keeps me going.
I think that is absolutely remarkable, and once again, so important that every child read, that you've made such a huge impact nationwide, worldwide. And I think one of the coolest things, and we didn't even touch on this, is that Miss Obama wrote you a letter. Mrs. Michelle Obama wrote you a letter and said, keep on doing what you're doing, right? Keep on inspiring and changing lives. That is absolutely remarkable. That is remarkable. So, Miss Morgan, what advice do you wish to give someone who is your age and why?
Some advice that I would want to give somebody my age is don't listen to society. Build your own expectations for yourself. That has absolutely nothing to do with your appearance. You just have to realize that everybody is going to not like something about themselves as much as they should. You have to remember that people are looking at you thinking, oh my goodness, I wish I looked like them. And you're looking at them saying, oh my goodness, I wished I looked like them. And so you just have to realize that everybody's going through something, no matter where they are, how much money they have, or no matter what they look like.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's such wise advice that to just acknowledge the fact that everyone's going through something and everyone is probably insecure about something, but just to be supportive and as loving as we can of each other is really, truly the answer. Absolutely. What would you tell a young person hoping to make a difference in their community or follow a dream like you have?
I would want to tell them that I would expect them to continue what they're doing. Don't stop. Don't listen to anybody telling you to stop or telling you to change what you're doing, because what you're doing is wonderful no matter what you're doing, no matter if you think that you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. You were put on this planet for a reason, and you're fulfilling your reason right now, and you need to continue to, because you don't know who around the world is needing that.
That is that is the most eloquent way to put that, and because everyone's born with a dream in their heart, it's just those individuals that choose to pursue it like you have, and don't give up, right? Don't ever, ever give up. Who is a mentor, teacher, or impactful person in your life, and how do they help you?
My dad. So my dad is a mentor, a teacher, an author, and so he's really been there for me. He calms me down when I'm upset, and he's always been there for me, and he really helps me, and he's very important to me.
That's a beautiful, beautiful testament to your relationship and a beautiful, beautiful legacy, truly, for your dad as well. So, what is? I mean, I can't even believe I'm going to ask this because you've done so much. But what is next for you, Miss Morgan? Like, what's the next big thing?
I have no idea. So, I like to live in the moment and just keep putting one foot in front of the other and just keep walking. I know that next summer I'm going to be passing down my title of Miss Preteen International to another wonderful young woman. And that's pretty much all I know. I know that I'm going to continue to help young women around the world and just keep doing what I'm doing. First of all, we're so very proud of you with your title. Can you tell us how many young women competed in your division? About 25, 26 of us. That's wonderful. And they're all such, that is such a platform-based pageant. And so these are young ladies from all over the country that have excellent platforms. And so for you, you are representing, so many young girls. And thank you. I mean, this, I think, is one of your very first appearances. So thank you for choosing Education with an Edge. And I can't think of a better platform that coincides with our mission here. And just thank you for doing what you're doing, Morgan. It's just absolutely remarkable. Thank you. This is a big question for a young lady, but at this point in time, what do you want your legacy to be? I want my legacy to be making a change, especially with young women of color. I want to make sure that I'm showing that I can change the world. One person can change the world drastically. I want to show that young women of color can do it just as well as anybody else can. And I want to continue to open opportunities, and I want to go down like that. That's what I want my legacy to be.
We have no doubt that you will make that a reality. You are doing so much already, and we cannot wait to see what you're going to be doing in the future. And I truly mean that. We are cheering for you and rooting for you 100% because you are changing lives, Morgan, right now, every single day.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. Thank you for everything you're doing. Finally, if there was one quote or motto that you live by or that you really like, what is it?
One quote or motto that I live by is to just keep putting one foot in front of the other, and eventually you're walking.
I love that.
Because you can't stop. And so even if you have no idea what comes next, you just keep pushing, and life is going to guide you.
Yes.
And you're going to guide yourself even if you have no idea what you're doing.
Yes. I love that. And you made a statement in one of the previous questions that's so important, and one of the things that we like to talk about too on the show is being present and in the present moment. And that's so hard in today's society because we've got so many different things coming at us, from social media to people, being on their cell phones all the time and all kinds of technology. And obviously we know that technology is used for amazing reasons and it's used for negative reasons. And so I love what you said, that you just put one step in front of the other, and you literally, I like to say, walk by faith, right? Like that's how I've kind of attempted to do in my life as well, that it's like I might not know how I'm going to get there, but if I can just put one foot in front of the other, I know that I'll make it somehow. So excellent advice, Miss Morgan. I cannot tell you how grateful we are that you came all the way here to Omaha, Nebraska to be with us and to talk to us. And thank you for being positive and encouraging change throughout the country, throughout the world. Keep doing what you're doing. We're so proud of you. Where can our viewers follow you and promote you, follow your journey, cheer for you? Do you have social media links? Do you have a website? Where can they get your book? All that good stuff. Anything you'd like to include?
So my books are in every Barnes & Nobles around the world. We just recently got into Walmart, and so you can find us online or even in the stores. Amazon, my book is selling on Amazon as well. TaylorMadePublishing.com. You can follow me on Miss Preteen International on Instagram. PrincessEmmy.rocks on Instagram as well. And I think that's it.
Well, that's a lot. That's a lot, sweetheart, to be in Walmart and mega Amazon stores and all over. So we will be following you and we'll be cheering for you in your year. You've got an entire year of your reign and an entire life. I mean, thank you for doing what you're doing, and especially at such an early age. And so I can't thank you enough, and I'm so excited to see what's next for you. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're so welcome. You heard it here today on Education with an Edge with Miss Morgan Taylor. She is an author and a change maker. We can't wait to see what this young lady has in store for us in the years to come. She's already done so very much. This is your host, Jaquel Lane, for Every Child Matters, because that's what we believe, and we know that children are our future. We are just asking that you have a great day, and thanks for tuning in.
If you have a question or just want to learn more, go to JaquelLane.com. Thanks for listening to Education with an Edge.
A Huda Media Production.